Leo, welcome to Cosmic Cassie. This is going to be your weekly energy read, or whenever you get it, if the title resonates for you, there's probably a message in there for you. Just make sure it resonates if you take it. Leo, because I am a psychic medium intuitive channeler, I get messages in a lot of different ways, and so I will try to explain how I am receiving each message as we go through the reading here. It's going to be, I'm hoping, fairly short, so we'll see. But Leo, let's go ahead and jump into the energy for you. I don't know if this is just a message for someone that's listening or if this is going to be a part of the message, but every time I close my eyes, I kind of see like a ladybug on a blade of grass, and it's interesting because that's all I'm seeing is like just this ladybug on a blade of grass, and it's kind of sitting on the blade of grass, and then it looks like it opens its wings ready to fly. And if you know anything about ladybugs, they have like this clear it's the ladybug, it's the shell of the wing, and so they pull the shell up, and then underneath is the more delicate wings that are white. And so it's like this ladybug keeps opening the shell of its wing up, and the white wings, the delicate ones, keep wanting to come out, but it's almost like they don't work, and so it's not having liftoff. It can't fly away, but it just keeps opening it, but not ever moving, not ever flying away. So that might be a part of our message here. So show me, what does Leo need to know for this week? What does Leo need to know for this week? Okay. First out is Two of Wands. Ooh. Then you have Ten of Wands. And then I have a handful that fell in my lap. I'm going to take all those. What does Leo need to know this week? What does Leo need to know this week? Page of Cups, and at least one more here. What does Leo need to know this week? And they give us 3. We'll take them because they came out. They truly flipped out. So this might be a longer reading. I knew I shouldn't have said it was going to be shorter, because then that always means it's going to be longer. So Leo, the first thing that I'm noticing when I'm looking at these cards, all of them, except questionably this one, but all of them have a person that is looking to the right. Okay? It's the first thing that I'm noticing. This is the only one, but even his eyes are directed towards the right, and his head is just, it's almost like his face is just facing this way, but his eyes and his attention are even directed towards the right. So that's gonna, I don't know what that means, but it's gonna show up for some reason, okay? So let's dive into clarifying these and seeing what the message is. So we'll start off with Two of Wands here. So Leo, with the Two of Wands, the first energy that I pick up from that is, it's kind of reminding me of the ladybug here, where it's like we're wanting to get up and move forward. We see like a destination. We see somewhere that we want to be, somewhere we want to go. We know what we want the future to be and where we want it to look like, or how we want it to look like. But it's almost like we're stuck from moving towards it, though. And with it being clarified by the 4 completion, which is in this deck, the same as the Wheel of Fortune, it's almost like, it almost feels like we're holding ourselves back because there's something that hasn't been complete yet. Like we have to, but it's not even holding ourselves back. It almost feels like an energetic thing that we have to move through and complete before we can move forward. But our eyes are already set on the future. It's like we already know that we want to be somewhere else. We already know that what we want out of the future. We already know the landing spot or that next step that we want to take. We already see it, we know it, but it's like for whatever reason, energetically, we have to finish something before we're able to kind of move forward into a new direction here. And I know the world is typically like the card of like cycles, endings, new beginnings, things like this. But with this Wheel of Fortune, it's almost like it's taking on some of that energy of the World card. But the difference is, it's like energetically, it's saying just wait. We're not going to let you move forward quite yet, because it's almost like, even though you know where you want to go, even though you see the landing spot that you want to get to, we have to, create the journey for you to get there. And you're not going to know what that journey looks like to get there, but we do. And so it's almost like an over eagerness to get to somewhere later, somewhere in the future. But it's like, because you're so overly eager about getting to that point in the future, you're energetically being forced to take the journey that you need to get there, but you're not understanding that this is the journey that's going to get you there. It's almost like you want to get up and leave where you're at to be where you want to be, but it's like, no, you're not understanding where you're at is what's going to get you to where you want to be. So it's like the energy is being pulled and pushed back for you, but it feels more like a block for you. Then we have the Ten of Wands. Let's clarify Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is, it feels like that's the journey. That's the journey, is the Ten of Wands. We go through this journey of, things that come up, life lessons, difficult challenges, obstacles, things we have to overcome. And as we continue on the journey, it's like it gets harder and harder. The further you go, the longer you go, the harder it becomes, the heavier on your back it weighs. And that's what makes you so eager to just be done with this journey and be where you want to be already. And I think to you, Leo, it's almost like, for you, the idea is, if I just release everything, if I step out of this journey, I can get there on my own. Like, I can just immediately move where I want to be. And it feels more like the universe, the energy, source, whatever you want to call it here, is like, no, Leo, you don't understand. Picking these different things up along the way while you're on this journey, you're going to need all those things once you get to the destination. So yes, we understand that you're picking up all these things as you're moving through this journey, as you're coming downhill. This luggage is getting heavier because you keep adding to it, you keep increasing it, it keeps becoming heavier and more, and you're seeing it as a burden because it's getting more difficult. But it's like, we're giving you these pieces to pick up along the way, because when you finally get to where you want to be, you're going to need all of those pieces. Like, hold on just a little longer and keep picking them up, because you're going to need all those pieces when you get where you're trying to go. And then we have the clarification here is Five of Pentacles, which is the worry card in this deck. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. And so it's like, yeah, you're worried, you're feeling left out, you're feeling, obsolete, you're feeling like things aren't going your way, you're feeling difficulty, you're feeling it. Yes, we get that. You're feeling it. But it's what's taking you to your new beginning. All of these things that you're worried about, all these things that you don't want to do anymore, these feelings of, maybe you're struggling financially, maybe you're struggling, with your bills, maybe you're struggling with your job, maybe you're struggling with, your relationships. It's like you're having all these different struggles and hardships, and the more that you go down this journey, the more difficult it feels like it becomes. But it's like, we promise these things are going to lead you into the new beginning. This is where your new beginning rests. This hardship leads you there. So it's like you're being held back, but Leo, it keeps feeling like, but you're like, you know what? No, I just want to leave it. I want to abandon it all and just be where I want to be. But it's like, even if you did that, you still wouldn't be where you want to be, because your way of getting there is not the way that you know of. It's not the way that you can create. It's like, you have to take this journey to get there. To get what you want, you have to take this journey. And it's more helpful. It doesn't feel helpful, but it's more helpful than you realize. Like, this is them bringing in what you want, but it just is not happening the way that you thought it would happen, Leo. And then we have Page of Cups. And so this feels like a breakthrough with the energy. This Page of Cups feels like there becomes a moment here as we're traveling down this journey, there becomes a moment where all of a sudden, it's almost like we're starting to see hope, or we're starting to feel hopeful again. We're starting to feel love again. We're starting to, you know, dream about what could be and what's going to happen. It's like we finally get like a little spark of joy, of energy, even though this journey is really difficult, it's really hard, and we don't want to do it anymore. There becomes a point where it's like all of a sudden we have a little spark of joy that comes in, and it's like, wow, where did that come from? I never thought that I could have this spark when I'm in such a terrible place on this journey. And it's like, no, because this is like you finally have traveled long enough that now you can start to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Like, I know that's cliche, but that's really what that energy is saying. Like, you've gone far enough on this journey now that there comes a point where in the distance you can actually see the end of it. You can see the finish line. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel. But you have to be patient and you have to endure because you're not there yet. But it's like at some point there's an enlightened moment where it's like, whoa, this is what's going to get me there. Like, that's the finish line. Oh, they actually put me on the right path, and I need to trust it more. Something like that. Okay, clarify the Page of Cups. Clarify Page of Cups here. Clarify the Page of Cups. Clarify Page of Cups. Show me Page of Cups. Alright. Page of Cups is clarified by the Eight of Cups. Indolence. So again, it's like Eight of Cups is always traditionally like, you're leaving a situation to go find your ninth cup, your wish fulfillment, your happiness, right? And so that's that light at the end of the tunnel. It's like you're finally seeing it as you continue on the journey. It's like there's hope that, like, okay, I'm going to be walking out of this energy where I feel burdened, where I feel the Five of Pentacles, where I feel left out, and I feel down and under. It's like I'm finally going to be moving out of that energy because I can finally see the finish line. I can finally see that there is an end to this. Like, it finally comes into my viewpoint. And so that's the enlightenment. That's the moment of like, aha, and like, okay, this is where I am meant to be. And so then we can begin to bring in, an energy of hope, and it helps the situation not be so heavy because we can finally see the end goal. And it's like, it makes us a little bit excited because it's like, okay, I'm not stuck here. I am going towards something that is wish fulfillment. I am going towards something that I actually do want here. And then we have the High Priestess coming out as well. That popped out. I wasn't intentionally trying to pull another card here, but it came out. And so it's like our intuition finally comes through all of our like over obsessive thinking and our stressing and our anxiety and our worry and our depression and our sadness and our grief and our anger, our frustration. It's like, okay, we can finally release that because I see the end goal, I see the finish line, and now I'm feeling like I'm guided. I'm starting to get messages, like it's coming to me. I'm starting to realize this is why I had to take this journey. I'm starting to realize these burdens were worth it, carrying all this weight, all this, extra things. It was worth it because I'm getting to that end goal. I'm getting where I've always wanted to be, where I needed to be, where I hope to be. I'm actually getting closer to that point, not further from it, even though it feels like you're getting further from it. And then we have the Page of Swords. And so this is almost, this feels more like a preparatory energy. Like once you realize that you are on the right path, that they are guiding you, you are being guided down. It feels hard, difficult, but you are being guided in the right direction. Once we have that like awakening and realization moment, it's almost like we begin to prepare for that end goal because now we know that it's possible again. We know we're moving towards it. It's like, oh no, it's actually coming in, like it's happening. So now let me actually prepare for it and get really ready for it. But the ironic thing is, these burdens that they had you pick up along the way, these things that like made your luggage heavier and heavier as you went on, those are actually the things that are going to prepare you. So there's not a lot of preparation that you need to do. Like your mind goes into this mode where it's like, I need to prepare and get ready, but it's like the trick's on you. You're actually overly prepared. You're already, where you need to be to welcome this in. because that's the whole point of this journey, was preparing you to come into contact with that end goal, to cross that finish line here. Clarify the Page of Swords here. Show me the Page of Swords. Ace of Wands. Yeah, it's like you don't have to come up with a new idea. You don't have to take action. You don't have to figure anything out. All you have to do is cross the finish line, and that's it. Because then it's yours. You know, you already did the preparation by enduring the journey. The preparation was the endurance. The preparation was the perseverance. It was the strength that you built and that you came into as you continued down that journey, that path, that experience, that moment. Not giving up, not turning around, you know, not being disillusioned, you know, not dropping everything. That was the preparation. So all you have to do is cross the finish line, and that's it. Okay? And then we have Knight of Wands. And this is really getting into an energy of a lot of excitement, a lot of optimistic energy here. But I feel like there's an understanding with this Knight of Wands that, like, yeah, there's going to be something more that I have to do. You know, I don't have to do anything more to obtain the thing that I've been wanting. But there is an awareness that, like, I can be momentarily extremely excited. I can be really energetic. I can get really passionate. Knowing and understanding that that energy is not always going to stay there, because that is a part of the preparation was, you know, once you get the thing that you want, once you get that wish fulfillment, understand that you're not always going to be excited and passionate and have this super high energy for it. Sometimes you're not going to feel that way. But in the past, it's almost like, Leo, in the past, if you've gotten something you've wanted and then, like, that new shiny toy feeling washed away and it went away, it was no longer there, you let the toy go and then you know, threw it away to go find a new toy that made you feel like that new shiny toy again. And then you later regret, like, oh man, I actually missed that toy because now I'm wanting it again. So it's almost like this journey had to teach you there's going to be things that you want that we give you and that, you know, are in your life. They're not always going to make you feel like excited and passionate. Sometimes that like quote unquote honeymoon stage feeling is going to wear off. That doesn't mean that you just abandon it and leave it and move on. So you had to kind of learn how to move through that energy until it comes back in again, or understand that, like, hey, yeah, that energy is not always going to be there, but that doesn't mean it's not meant for you. That doesn't mean you know, that you need to go get something new, that you need to replace it so that you can have that feeling again. This is like what it makes me think of people who have, like, shopping addictions. The addiction is there because the feeling they get when they buy something new, it's really exciting, it's really fun, it feels good to get something new. But the second that they, you know, get home and put it away in their closet, all of a sudden that feeling is gone because now they have it. And so then they have to go back out and they have to go shopping again to get another new thing. And it's like, no, the first thing that you got, it was a perfect blouse, you know, it was a perfect shirt, it was perfect shoes, it was right for you, it's exactly what you needed. You don't need more and you don't need different. You just have to accept that you're not always going to get all, like, excited and have that new feeling with something that you've already obtained. But it's like, that doesn't mean you throw it away. You don't replace it. You don't, you know, return it. You don't, you know, go looking for something new. It's like, no, you have to stick with the thing that you've wanted. You've worked this hard to get it. Now stay with it, even when you don't have that, like, new shiny feeling with it anymore. So it's like there's an awareness that this is what you had to learn. This is the piece that you had to learn. Be excited, but don't leave it when the excitement goes away. And that's when that Queen of Swords energy comes in here, because it's seeing the truth. It's understanding in a logical way. It's moving out of the Knight of Wands, the excitement, the free, the creative, the hyper energetic energy, and then it moves into Queen of Wands, which is kind of like the complete opposite of that energy. Queen of Swords, which is the complete opposite of that energy. But it's saying, sometimes you're going to feel that way. Sometimes you're going to feel, you know, distant and cold and detached from the thing that you really wanted, the thing that just made you really happy. All of a sudden, you don't really care anymore. You don't really, it doesn't faze you. It's not bringing you like a sense of excitement, and it's not making you feel passionate, but that doesn't mean, and that's where the truth comes in. Sorry, I had to pick those cards up, but that's where the truth comes in with the Queen of Swords energy, the clarity, the understanding, the analytical, logical side, that no, and it's clarified by the Fool and the Magician. No, I don't have to create a new beginning. No, I don't have to manifest something else. No, I don't have to start all over. That's the clarity, that's the understanding, that's the truth that the Queen has within herself, is I don't have to do these things just because I'm no longer in the Knight of Wands energy about something. I don't have to just leave and move on from it. I don't need a new beginning all the time. I don't need to create and build something new or even change the thing that I had. I just simply don't have that same energy, but that doesn't mean it's less valuable. That doesn't mean I should leave it, or I don't need it anymore, or it's not meant for me. Okay? It's like you had to go through the endurance, the perseverance, the challenges, the obstacles in order to almost learn how to do that with other things in your life, with relationships, with jobs, with projects, with passion projects, with your kids, with your own habits, with just anything, because it's almost like as soon as it's not exciting anymore, you just abandon it. You leave it, you move on, you find something new, you forget all about it, you stop working towards it, you stop it's like, oh wow, that thing is giving me challenges, so I'm gonna leave it, and then you don't stick around, and it's like, no, that's not what you're supposed to do. So it's like you had to go through this lesson, because this feels like a lot of hardships. This feels like a lot of hardships, okay? A lot of hardships and stress. And it's like, no, just endure, because you're learning how to endure, and you need to know how to endure to get that thing that you've always wanted. That you can't get that thing when you don't have any endurance or perseverance with holding on to it, or keeping up with it, or maintaining it, something like this, okay? Leo, that's everything that I had for you guys. I hope that resonated and you got something out of that. Very meaningful message, in my opinion, for that one. But I'll see you guys again when I do another weekly for the Leo sign, or if you want to check out your other placements, feel free to do that as well. You can always look at the daily message as well to see if that resonates or brings in more energy, more messages, something like that, to the message that you already watched. Alright, Leos, if you like that, please do make sure you like, and I do read the comments, so if you choose to do that as well, I'll read that. Otherwise, have a good day. Bye, Leo.